Big changes will soon come for Texas Tech football. You're watching Double T Insider. I'm Taylor Peters alongside Robert Giovanetti. Director of Athletics Kirby Hocutt announced over the weekend that Coach Cliff Kingsbury will not return for the 2019 season. And Gio, whether you were at that press conference when Kirby made that announcement or you were watching it, you just can tell that that was a really tough decision for him.
Kirby and Cliff have a great relationship, and Kirby clearly believes in Cliff and what Cliff is about, just the kind of man Cliff is. It's not just a football coach. Cliff is a good man, and probably you wouldn't find a better person ever to run and lead your program, and Kirby feels those things, and Kirby understands the human nature of it as well.
With all of that said, though, you have to be confident about the fact that his staff, his assistant coaches are all going to go on, and Coach Kingsbury, of course, himself will go on to be successful as they enter this next chapter of their lives.
Yeah, I think when you look for all of these people on that staff, these coaches, Coach Kingsbury, they're going to be sought after by a lot of people. I don't think that Coach Kingsbury, I think he can be as unemployed for as long as he wants to be. He may want to be unemployed for a week or a month or however long he wants to, but he'll be able to choose his next step, and that's fun and exciting for him. And I actually exchanged texts with him yesterday and told him wherever he goes, right, I'll be rooting for whoever that is. A
tough week for all of us here at Texas Tech Athletics, but thank you to Coach Kingsbury and his staff and his assistants for the years of hard work and dedication to Red Raider football. Meanwhile, Texas Tech basketball just continues to roll. They're undefeated still, so they pick up their 6th win of the season with a victory over Northern Colorado on the weekend. Last week on Double T Insider, we were talking about 4 guys who were in double figures in scoring against USC. Now we're talking about 4 guys, but almost an entirely different group.
It's amazing, and we've talked all throughout, going into even during the fall workouts, that there was a lot of depth on this team. We're seeing it now. That Northern Colorado team was a good basketball,
right,
is a good basketball team, and has a good road win on their resume. So that was a big win for the Red Raiders, and it really bodes well for what we're going to see in the future. So many guys you can go to.
You talk about depth right there, and you can see that from guys like Matt Mooney and Tariq Owens, who have a lot of college experience. But how about a guy like Kyler Edwards? He's a true freshman this year, has 19 points, and is perfect on Saturday. Literally shot 100% from the field.
Yeah, you probably can't count on that for the rest of the season. But Kyler is a guy we've all been talking about and hearing about. And we saw it Saturday, and again, it's going to be, when it gets crunch time during the conference, yeah, some of these guys lose their minutes, but it's going to be a tough decision for Coach Beard who that'll be.
And he deserves it, too. I mean, he deserves to have a little bit of time to shine because he's just worked so hard since he got here. And another guy that deserves a lot of attention right now is Jarrett Culver. And we will continue to be talking about him regardless of what his cast is and what other guys are playing well. We will continue to talk about him every single game the rest of the year.
Jarrett's the guy. Jarrett, we all knew that coming in. Coach Beard said he may end up being the best basketball player in Texas Tech history, and he seems to be wearing, you never know how a guy's going to wear that. Is he going to really struggle with that? Is he going to try to do too much? And Jarrett, I love the fact that Jarrett, he always seems to let the game just come to him. He doesn't try to force something early, and then eventually you look up and you go, wow, he's got 20 points, 7 boards, whatever. He's in, night out, he's going to be there for you.
And before Texas Tech went off and faced off against Nebraska and, of course, USC in that Hall of Fame Classic, I talked to Matt Mooney and I said, are you excited about getting to play some good teams? And he said, great teams are always going to play their best basketball when they're playing their best opponents. And I thought that meant a lot, and that reflects Coach Beard because he has stacked his non-conference slate with teams like Memphis.
We saw last year these guys took on Coach Beard's personality, seeing it with this group. That's why I think he likes these grad transfers, too, right there. They have his personality and his mindset, and this team has really picked up right where last year's team left off.
Lady Raider basketball also picked up another victory on the weekend as they defeated Houston Baptist here at home, and Brittany Brewer was just the star in that game.
Brittany arguably could have been the Big 12 Player of the Week last week for her efforts in the games, but we saw her take over Saturday and be dominant. And a team like that, she should be, and she was.
Yeah, 34 points for Brittany, and then CC, we've talked about her before, the freshman point guard, 19 points for her. Another player that we'll continue to talk about for the rest of the season.
So many people have come up to me and said, have you seen her play? And wow, she's going to really be something to watch, and we're starting to see her bloom here early on too. Again, right time, as we get into December, and at the end of December, we start Big 12 play. I like what we're seeing right now out of Coach Stallings' group.
Yeah, and as we can kind of see CC continue to be consistent, we'll see the emergence of players like Maya Castaneda and Sydney Goodson, especially in the perimeter shooting. With the way that Coach Stallings' offense is set up, they're going to need to have some players step up and be able to shoot the 3-ball.
And she's going to be able to take the pressure off them to be able to, somebody like you mentioned, Sydney. I think Sydney will really flourish with having someone like CC to go to.
And a big weekend, too, for Texas Tech volleyball. Big 12 co-setter of the year, Missy Owens, and also first first team all-conference, and then 3 players announced the second team all-conference. A huge accomplishment for Coach Greystone in that program.
I think you're seeing what Coach Greystone is trying to do is he changed the culture. He's getting the players in that he wants to bring in to be able to go to the next level, and those awards speak to what he's doing.
Katie Keenan, Brooke Canis, Emily Hill all named to the second team, so congratulations to those 4 great young ladies and all of Red Raider volleyball. Still to come on Double T Insider, Gio and I will talk a little bit more about the future of Red Raider football.
Double T Insider is brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club. Your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau. Register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
We will be elite in football again. I guarantee you, we will be elite in football again. This program has been there before, and we'll get there again. We will bring back our edge. The spirit that's lived right here in Jones AT&T Stadium before, it's still there. You can hear it at times. It just needs to be rekindled. And we will light it. Red Raider Nation, we will light it, and we will be elite.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Gio, as tough as it is to face the reality of it, the fact of the matter is that business as usual in that football facility. The players returned back on Monday and they started workouts again, and I mean, things just have to get back to normal at some point.
Yeah, all the position coaches are in place, strength and conditioning coaches are there. Those guys need to realize that, hey, now next season starts today or whenever they look at it and got to get back to work, and we've seen that happen. And
recruiting efforts are continuing too. I mean, we're right around the corner from signing day.
You've got that December signing day now, which has really become, it started out, hey, early signing day. Now it's signing day.
Right.
And so you want to keep the guys that have already committed to Texas Tech, and I think these coaches are going to do their best to keep those kids in line.
And we could see some players leave and pursue other opportunities, but another group of players that we will see pursue other opportunities is guys who have a future in the NFL. And you look at guys like Dakota Allen, who now will start training for the pro day and for the combine.
Yeah, and Dakota was a guy, really, my heart went out to him Saturday that, you know, he wanted to stay one more game, and they just didn't get it done against Baylor. But a lot of these guys have bright futures. Absolutely.
Well, still to come on Double T Insider, we look inside the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. What is it and what it's doing for Red Raider athletes?
That's exciting to see SAC rejuvenated, re-energized.
It's a fun deal to have that and be able to communicate with everyone around us in a setting where it's athletes understanding what athletes go through and being able to talk about what we do daily.
I think SAC is important because it gives us a voice and reminds us that as student athletes are not just athletes. We're athletes that can be leaders and can really make an impact on our campus, and in the future can make an impact in our country.
We want to grow you to be the future leaders of our country.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Gio, when you talk about SAC, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, how would you explain and describe sort of what it does for our athletes to someone who had no idea?
I think and this has been a positive change in the NCAA as well, that you give the student athletes a voice. They get a vote. They get to weigh in on different issues. And at Texas Tech, this group gets together. They talk about issues. They have different people come in and address things that are happening on campus or happening in the department. And it gives them a voice and be able to speak for their 400 and some odd student athletes, that you have a leadership group that represents them and speaks for them on certain issues.
But it's not even a program that just exists with Texas Tech athletics. It exists all across the Big 12, right?
Right. The Big 12 has a leadership group, and you look at Texas Tech has always been really well represented on that group. And
Bjorn Thompson from Texas Tech men's tennis is actually the president of SAC for the Big 12.
I would say SAC is an organization that's for the student voice and really wants to help students out and listening to what they say. Sometimes it's kind of has a misconception of what it is, but we go to meetings, you talk, you make friends, you get to know people. Like, for instance, Travis, me and him, we hang out now through SAC and things like that. And then when you're actually at the SAC meeting, the more serious stuff is you work with legislation, We vote on proposals which can affect us as athletes and things like that. So if you really feel like those things matter to you, then it's really helpful. It's a really good way to show you what it's like to be involved in an organisation. It's a good way to show you how to work with others. It's a good way, as well as a student athlete, to get my voice and my team's voice across and help us with things that we need to be helped with. I tend to find the more people you meet, the more you learn about different cultures and things like that, and the more people I interact with on other teams, I see what their university is like and how it differs from ours, and then how we can feel privileged to what we have in ours, and also how we can strive to improve our university. I think it's going to be awesome with Lamar. He seems really driven, and I think we can really get some more students on board and make people understand that SAC is like really enjoyable and get them more involved, because since I've joined, I've honestly enjoyed every second of it. Use Texas Tech for supporting me with SAC and having a good foundation for others to come and be involved with SAC. We're really appreciative.
Well, coming up next on Double T Insider, Gio and I have to step off the set to make room for Malik Ondigo with Texas Tech men's basketball. Malik's Minute is next.
Hi, welcome back to another season of Malik's Minute. I'm Malik Ondigo here with Jared Culver.
What's up, Malik?
My roommate, my brother. What you doing? How you feeling, man? You good?
I feel great. Glad to be on Malik's Minute.
Glad to have a celebrity like Jared himself, local high school star, all-state player, freshman, helped us go to the Elite Eight last year. So what's it like growing up in Lubbock, and not from the basketball standpoint, more like the social life? Like, how's it like living?
I mean, off the court, it's a lot of love in Lubbock. I mean, I went to school here, and just a lot of fans and close friends and family here to support. So, I mean, I just feel the love everywhere I go in Lubbock.
Jared's a real family man. You know, he's real close to the people around him. We're a brotherhood on the team. I got to live with him and Zaire last year. And explain what's it like living with us, man. Just all the moments, the video games, you're competitive. He sucks at Madden. Can't beat me in 2K. NCAA football, he's running. So I'm lying now?
Living with 2 and Z, I mean, it's a lot of energy in the house. You usually start it. You usually get Z going.
Boom.
Once y'all two get going, I get going. And I mean, it's just a ball of energy in the house. Really nothing stopping us.
Then you hoop one-on-one battles and
all that.
having layup lines at 2 a.m. So we're getting close to the end of the episode, Jared. And there are a lot of people notice about Jared. Jared is a gifted rapper. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to end the show out, give us a little acapella beat to close it out. Malik's Minute, if you can write it with Minute.
I'm on Malik Minute. Yeah, I'm finally in it.
Yeah.
And I'm in this thing, you know we go win it.
Yeah.
Elite 8, we great. Make no mistake. Gotta keep it real for the people who hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm JC.
Okay.
I rock 2, 3. Everywhere I go, everybody notice me and Malik. Bars.
Man, that's it for another episode of Malik's Minute. Glad to be back for season 2, and I'm glad to have JC right here with me. Woo.
Double T Insider was brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club. Your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau. Register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
Tech students, Red Raider Nation, welcome to the 3rd edition of the Fireside Chat. You know, I think here at Texas Tech Athletics and Texas Tech University and life in general, you're always trying to improve yourself. And I really appreciate the new coat rack we have here by the Fireside. Always improving here at Tech Athletics. Update on men's basketball. We find ourselves 6-0 right now, undefeated. Finally in the top 25 in today's voting, where we belong. I want to thank all the students for coming out to our games. I want to thank Red Raider Nation for showing up in full force our last game over the Thanksgiving break. We do not have a game this week at home, but we do have a game on the road against a very good University of Memphis team in Miami on Saturday. This game will be on national television, so I encourage all Tech students to watch the game. If you happen to be in the Miami area, Tech students, and you need some tickets, call the basketball office today and we'll leave you some in Miami. Next home game will be next Wednesday. It'll be December 5th, 6:30 p.m. tip-off. We have basically a 3-game homestand before Christmas. This will start the games next Wednesday, 6:30. Hope all students come out then. We'll obviously talk about that next week during the fireside chat, but just a quick preview. It'll be superhero night. Tech students dress up as superheroes, have a good time. My personal favorite, Plastic Man. Would have been a great basketball player with the length of Zach Jones, the athleticism of Tariq. Plastic Man could have played here any day. As always, we'll have the Student Lounge open for that home game next Wednesday, free food for the students. Red Raider Nation, season ticket holders, encourage everyone to keep coming to the games. On nights that you can't come to the games, please give your tickets to someone else. 90% at the end of the season will get you a special gift, courtesy of Texas Tech basketball. So quick hitters this week, sharing with the students here, hip-hop/rap songs I've really enjoyed lately. I think we all enjoy Protect Your Neck by Wu-Tang Clan, a personal favorite of mine. A country song today that I encourage all Tech students to dig into, Adios Amigo by Gary P. Nunn. I care more about the students other than just basketball. I want you to have great lives. From time to time, you find yourself in a relationship transition. This song here, Adios Amigo by Gary P. Nunn, can get you through some tough times as well as great times. Today's hidden gem in the state of Texas. I know we have a lot of Tech students that are from that San Antonio area. When you go back home from Lubbock over the Christmas break, many of you go through Sweetwater. You hit that 153 Small Farm Road to head back to the Hill Country. There's a beef jerky store right over there on the right. You've seen it before, the yellow pickup, the small little house, the house in the back. That's my friend Bill that owns that beef jerky place. Go in, tell Bill that you know Coach Beard, tell him you're a Tech supporter, tell him you go to Tech basketball games. Bill will give you 10% off your jerky. Also at Wild Bill's Jerky, enjoy an old Mexican Coke with the sugar cane or a Dublin Dr. Pepper with that sugar cane. Big time. Brian Berg in our office drinks 7 Dr. Peppers a day. So wrapping up, no home game this week, but I hope you'll watch us on TV Saturday against Memphis and Miami. Next Wednesday, next home game, 6:30 p.m. Hope to see everybody in the USA. Guns up.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Gio, I wait for fireside chats every week.
They're the best, and they're getting better. He's getting more and more at ease, and I think dropping more knowledge on us every week.
And I just want to shout out to our producer, Blake Silverthorne, for purchasing the coat rack. I think that made a big difference.
It was a huge difference.
Made it pretty homey here on set. Texas Tech men's basketball will head off to the Hoop Hall Invitational to face off against Memphis in Miami. That's this Saturday at 1:30.
The Lady Raiders will take part in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. That'll be Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. They'll go to Gainesville to take on Florida.
Well, all of our fall sports have officially come to a close. Let's take a look back on the top moments from the fall season. For Robert Giovanetti, I'm Taylor Peters, and this is Double T Insider.
To try and throw it. Got one-on-one coverage. What a grab up top by T.J. Vasher. Wow, that was Odell Beckham style.
Texas Tech finally gets them a victory over Oklahoma State here in Stillwater. There's Katie in her 114th career match.
And the Red Raiders come in with the victory. The first loss for Oklahoma State here in their new stadium.
She's going to be one-on-one. That's a goal here for Kirsten Davis.